Hi, I'm Jan Doyle. Welcome to Classroom Connections. Today's guest is really, truly amazing. He's written over 60 books, and I was talking to him about this as we were walking into the studio, and he corrected me. It's close to 70. I don't think I know anybody else who's written that many books, and I'm jealous. I'm truly jealous. If I've written 70 books, the entire world would know about it. But be that as it may, John Himmelman, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I am so happy that you're here. How did you get into this field?
Well, I went to the School of Visual Arts for 4 years.
In the city?
In New York City, Manhattan. And by the last half of my last year, I'm ready to be sprung, and I'm trying to figure out, all right, what do I do to make a living as an artist? It was just a daunting thought. And
It is. It still is for anybody.
yeah, it still is for me now. and so I'm trying to come up with different scenarios, and I thought maybe I'll become an art teacher. But at the time, I was dating a woman who was going to school to be an art teacher. Who she eventually became my wife, and she said, "Well, no, you can't do that." And I said, "Why not?" She says, "You can't fall back on being a teacher because you can't do what you want to do. You have to want to teach first." And
she is a very smart woman.
Yeah. So I was insulted. I was dissing her, I guess, without even knowing it. And at the time, I was working in a library in the children's book section, and I was a page. It was my job to put away the books when people brought them back. And I'm coming across these books, Frog and Toad are Friends by Lobel.
That's a great book.
It's still my favorite.
Yeah.
Mercer Mayer books and Stephen Keller, all these books, and I'm seeing a way where the art could be combined with stories, and they were both equal, and I had an interest in both, at the time. So with half a semester left, I took a course in writing and illustrating children's books taught by Dale Payson, and she had a whole bunch of books out, and she gave an assignment towards the end of the class to write and illustrate a children's book. So I'm lying in bed trying to come up with an idea, and when I'm trying to think of ideas, I look around the room, and I looked over, and I had a little lizard who was living in a little terrarium that my wife had bought me while she went away to college, so I would think about her while she was away.
She was a very smart woman.
Oh, she thinks so.
Yes, she was very smart. Yes. Did you name the lizard?
Talister.
Uh-huh.
And I wrote a story about this little lizard, and I set up this terrarium really cool that had plants in it and moss, and there was a stick with this curled up leaf in it, and Talister moved into that little leaf, and he'd stick his little head out and he'd look at me and say hello. I'd say hello. So I wrote about this little lizard who lived in a curled up leaf over a little pond, and I brought it into class and showed it to my teacher, and she got excited about it, showed it to her editor, and it became my first book. So I figured,
wow, and you have that here.
I do.
This is so cool. First of all, I love the fact it's kind of a romantic love story, and you owe everything to your wife, and there's always a woman behind a man. But this is the book he's talking about. I'm trying to take the glare off of it, and I think that's so fantastic. It's out of print now.
Yeah, long out of print.
But
yeah.
this is a precious book to save and share with your grandchildren, because I know you have a couple of kids. You don't have grandchildren yet, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about, he didn't bring all 60 books here. He has some adult books that I'm not sure we're going to get to, but I definitely wanted to mention. And we have some children's books back here. But we're going to talk about something that he also does, excuse me. He combines his love of writing and illustrating with real-life experiences. Now, I understand you started the Butterfly Association?
I'm one of the founding directors. It was back in '94. 7 of us got together, actually here in Branford at Carol and Gary Lamont's house.
Are they still? I don't know them. Are they still alive?
Oh yeah.
Carol, are you listening?
Yeah, I hope so. I just saw them last weekend.
Oh, good. Then they're still alive.
Yes.
Did you tell them you're going to be on the show?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
yes,
good.
Yes,
so if you want to give them a heads up, hi, Carol. Yeah.
And well, what was happening, there was this interest in butterflies growing in the state, and everyone's waiting for someone to start some kind of an organization. And we got together, and on their back porch, we formed the first board, and we've been going ever since.
Now, I noticed you brought in a brochure.
Yeah.
So if someone was interested in butterflies, adult or a child, how do they get involved in this?
They could go to the website. I think it's ctbutterfly.org, or just Google Connecticut Butterfly Association. We lead walks throughout the year from spring into fall. We have indoor programs, and we do create butterfly habitats. It's just, and do inventorying of the butterfly species in the state.
Wow, and these are all good things for children. When you say a butterfly habitat and
Yeah.
get them involved in it.
It's great.
And children are on your walks with you?
You know, I wish there were more. One place we really use them is we do monarch tagging in the fall. We go to Himmelman, catch the monarchs, and put little tags on them, little sticky, they're like the little stickers you get on apples.
Yes, yes.
And because monarchs migrate down to Mexico, and we're trying to get an idea of where they go and you know, the route they take and how they get there. And if one doesn't make it all the way down, someone finds the butterfly, sends the information to the central place, and we're starting to learn their route down along the way. But we, what's great is we do this in the fall, and the kids are really good at catching the butterflies. So they'll go out and they'll catch them, bring them back, we'll put the stickers on, and then
That
wish them
doesn't
luck.
hurt the little butterfly leg?
No, it goes on their wing.
Oh, it goes on their wing.
Yeah, they don't. No, it doesn't hurt them at all.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So if parents have children who are interested, that their child might be interested, they should get in contact with the Butterfly Association.
Yeah, and they're participating in science. You know, they're contributing and having fun at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, it's a really good experience, family type experience.
Absolutely.
Now, you're also involved with the land. You're past president of the land trust, and you live in Killingworth.
Yeah.
And that's tremendous. I know in Brantford we have a very, very effective land trust
You do.
committee.
You do.
And what have you done in Killingworth with the land trust?
We've probably protected over 1,000 acres.
Wow.
Open space, and you know, either outright purchase or conservation easements, or land gets donated. It's really, they're great organizations. And you're right, Brantford is really
Very
known
effective.
for.
Very, very
for what they've
effective.
done.
We've saved a lot of land here in Brantford. And it also, again, is good to bring children into it, because the information learned as a youngster will stay with them for life. And you give nature walks, I understand. And so one comment that you made to me during our interview, and my favorite place in life to interview people, is your mama said to you, go outside and play.
Yeah.
So as a teacher, I don't see children outside anymore. And I think I don't see them in West Haven. Everyone goes home and goes behind the door, and I don't even really see it in the suburbs. Do you find it in Killingworth, or they still go outside and play?
For the most part, I don't think as much as we might have as kids, and that was my mother's, you know, I'd say, I'm bored, I don't know what to do, go out and play, and play, and that was the answer. And what a gift that was.
It was, and I never really thought about it until you mentioned it. It was a gift and a lot of creativity. Now, this book is your latest launch.
Yes.
Katie Loves the Kittens, and John is a member of SCBWI. It's a writers group that meets in Madison, and Guilford, excuse me, and at that time, I knew, or I thought John was going to be on the show, and I took the book. And I had it in front of me, and I just happened to mention to the woman beside me, would you like to look at his book? And all of a sudden, I noticed it going around this huge table, and there's about 25, 30 people there. Adult people are bursting out laughing. And when that happens, you know you have a winner. By the way, these are all my stickies. This is not from his book.
Oh, it's not a pop-out book.
No, it's not a pop-out, and I do it on all my stuff. It's the only way I can keep track. Katie Loves the Kittens is a delightful book. What age is this intended for?
You know, I never know. I write them for myself. I try to make myself laugh, and I leave it to the publisher to sort out. But I think it's lower elementary school.
Well, I just
First,
looked
second,
out,
third.
and I really, really want to mention that this book is being nominated for the Children's Choice Award, and that's really a notable prize because the children vote on the book. And if you have a child reading, then you've really have done something. And there's 18,000 children vote for their favorite book, and this is up for an award. And that's really phenomenal.